Yo, it's Dad. Horror movie Dad here. Dad watches horror movies, Dad. Check me out on YouTube, my Dad Watches Horror Movies channel. You'll love it. However, what's going on right now is another Dad and Dinero discussion. And we're starting this thing up soon as we wait for K Dinero to join us. Another D3 for you. I think this is like number 12. I don't know. I think last time I said it was number 8 or something, and I was wrong. It was actually number 10. So maybe this is number 11. I don't know. I got to count them. So I already got my buddy James on. What's up, James? How's it going, bro? So, as I said before, waiting for K Dinero. This is Dad and Dinero Discussions, D3 for short. If you want to talk about anything that we're doing, anywhere, anytime, on social media, use the hashtag D3. And maybe something will happen. I don't know. So, a little history, as I always do. K Dinero, my friend Kenny, I've known him for a long time, since I was a freshman in high school. We've been watching horror movies for a long time, almost all the time. And so, during this whole COVID crap, we decided to have some fun, to where we choose horror movies to watch. Yes, we don't watch them together because we kind of live far away from each other. We're about an hour and a half away from each other now. So what we do is every other week, mostly on a Sunday, we've done Fridays before, we do an online discussion on Instagram. We decide a horror movie to watch. So this was Kenny's choice, K Dinero's choice. The movie is called Wolf with Jack Nicholson and Michelle Pfeiffer. So this was his choice. So what we do, he chose this, and we get about 2 weeks to watch something like this, and we watch it, and then we get on Instagram Live and we discuss it with all of you. So I got some comments from my buddy James. Let's see what's going on. KD got to get his phone out the freezer real quick. Yes, he does. You know what? I just talked to him like 3 minutes before this is supposed to start at 9 o'clock, and he says, yeah, I got to get something like cold to put behind my phone so it doesn't overheat. So we'll see if that works. Horror movies? Nope, not horror movies. Horror movies, we're trying to be good about it. Got my cousin Joe in here. How's it going? Yes. We are waiting for K Dinero to join us. As we all know from previous ones, this guy likes to show up fashionably late to the D3s, which is not working. You know, I tell everybody 9 o'clock so you get to see my face and go, hey, let's watch Horror Movie Dad, a.k.a. Josh, just talk into a screen and look at himself and just talk around in circles. Oh, look at this. K Dinero 1 has joined us and he's requesting to be in the video. I will accept the request. Go live with K Dinero 1. Let's see what happens. What's he going to be wearing?
Yo!
Oh, he's going to be wearing a black shirt.
I'm going to be wearing a... Hold on, let me fix this.
You got your ice pack?
What's that?
You got your ice pack?
Yeah, I got my ice packs. I just got to make sure this thing is going to go. All right.
A D in all the threes, I would agree.
Fuck.
Oh, it's all right. Don't even worry about it. Maybe while you're adjusting, I'll play our theme song.
Yes, please do.
What do you say? So here we go. I'm Horror Movie Dad. This is K Dinero, and we are D3. Dad and Dinero discussion. So I don't know how we are D3. It doesn't really make any sense, but we do Dad and Dinero discussion. So here you go. Can you hear it?
Yes.
to the show. Everything slow mo. One devil, other is a crow. We're up all night drinking at the creep show. Let's go to the show. Midnight falls, everything slow mo. One, we're up all night smoking at the.
All right. If you didn't know, that is Creep Show by K. Dinero. He's right down.
Yo, sorry
That's
about
him.
the little trouble I have with my phone, but I just want to make sure my phone doesn't turn off because it gets hot sometimes.
You know what? I don't think anyone heard the song because all they heard was from your phone going.
Anyways, all right, so we're here to get it started. Cheers.
Oh, we got someone who stayed up for this 3 hours ahead of time.
Nice. Hell yeah.
North Bay 82, welcome. Cheers, Kenny, to another D3. To another D3. So what you got there? Your famous claw or what?
No, this is raspberry crystal geyser soda water with orange juice and sky vodka.
There you go. I like it. I like it.
Thought I'd switch it up.
Nice, dude. Good work. Good work.
So let's talk about this movie.
All right. So I explained before you got on kind of the history as I always do. And then I said this was your choice. And K. Dinero, last week we discussed Creepazoids, which was horrible. And it was my choice. And now this week we're discussing Wolf with Jack Nicholson and Michelle Pfeiffer. And this was Kenny's choice.
Yes, that's right.
So tell us why you wanted to choose this movie.
Well, I was going through Pluto, and it's shout out to Pluto because it's free. And after Josh had made a bunch of recommendations, I saw that after Josh made a bunch of recommendations about Tubi, I was like, you know what? I'm going to see what's up with Pluto. So, yeah, man, I saw Wolf, and I remember as a kid, I always wanted to see Wolf, but my mom wouldn't let me see it because when we were at the movie theater, I guess The Lion King came out the same release date as Wolf. And I remember there was a kid that I went to summer camp with, and he was with his parents, and I'm like, yo, dude, are you going to go see The Lion King? He's like, no, we're seeing Wolf. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, and then I remember my mom was like, wow, she's taking her son pretty early to go see a werewolf movie. But hey, man, I can't knock his parents. If that was my kid, I'd probably take him to see Wolf too, or her.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Hey, so you might have made the better choice of seeing Lion King. I'll tell you that. That movie was a lot bigger, wasn't it?
I mean, yeah. I mean, you know, it probably crushed Wolf at the box office. But let me first say how good of an actor Jack Nicholson is.
Dude, Jack Nicholson is one of the best actors ever.
Yeah,
he's in my top. He might even be top 3 for me, actually. So
you know what? I completely agree, dude. Look what I'm standing this thing on, so it stays fucking cold.
Wait, what kind of sandwiches are those? The egg ones?
Yes.
Wait, show everybody.
Look, I don't know. I don't want us to get flagged though or demonetized because we're got stuff that's gonna. But anyway,
we are not sponsored by.
Yeah, we're not sponsored by Jimmy Dean.
I might have to blur it out on my YouTube channel.
I'm trying to like just figure this situation out, Josh. Usually I have it.
Don't you have a bag of peas or something, or corn?
Now, oh, here we go.
Or, hey, a Ziploc bag full of ice, wrap it with a towel.
Oh, this is good.
So I know James just mentioned that I had a a huge glass of scotch. I'm drinking some Crown right now, and you can see I got the little crown face. Not the crown, the crown. That's what we're drinking tonight.
Oh, much better. Here we go. Shout out to Larry Trotter. Larry Trotter works with me at Costco, and sorry about the all the movement with my phone. Apparently, my phone likes to shut off when it gets too hot because I have an iPhone fucking -5. And yeah, so We're currently talking about the movie Wolf, which came out in 1994. And just like every other 2 weeks, we will be discussing a horror movie. So I chose Wolf, and a horror movie dad will be discussing more about it. But we were just talking about how good, how much of Jack Nicholson is such a great actor. And yeah.
So I know, and everybody will agree with this, that hands down, well, at least for me, hands down, his best movie he's ever done is The Shining, and I thought it was Oscar worthy and everything like that. And that's the number one movie that makes me love Jack Nicholson. So,
I mean, it's Stanley Kubrick, and it's fucking one of the best horror movies that's ever came out. 1 second while I turn down Sunday Night Football. Hold on. We are sponsored by NBC, by the way, and we're not sponsored
or we're not sponsored by the NFL either. We're sponsored by flickering seizure lights, as you can see, and zombie T-shirts, as you can see. So, yes, we're discussing Wolf, and while Kenny's turning down Sunday Night Football, I'll let you know this is 1994 when this was released, and here's a little synopsis. It's actually very short. So, the animal is out. Publisher Will Randall becomes a werewolf and has to fight to keep his job. And that's it. So, there you go. What is this guy doing?
All right.
It also it also stars Christopher Plummer, James Spader, and then it was directed by Mike Nichols. So there you go. I just broke down like all the specs of the movie. So and it's out for free right now to watch, streaming on Pluto TV. You can download the app anywhere and watch it for free, and that's where we watched it. So I'll let you start it out, Kenny. So how did this movie start out?
Okay, so in the beginning of the movie, we have Jack Nicholson, and the funny thing is, he was driving a Volvo. Did you recognize the Volvo he was driving?
That's a Volvo. That's a Volvo 240.
Yeah. See, I know you know your Volvo game, and it actually kind of brought back memories when we used to ride around in your Volvo with the fucking the 16-inch subwoofers and the box with the amp, the trunk rattling. But anyways.
Yeah.
Wilson starts off in the movie, and he's driving in his Volvo, and he basically, I think he takes his eyes off the road for 1 second, and then he hits a wolf. So
in the snow.
And so instead of just driving off, he wanted to check on the wolf, see how if he's dead or not. So obviously he goes to check on the wolf. The wolf, all of a sudden, I mean, just in movie fashion, bites Jack Nicholson on the hand. And this begins his journey into a transformation of a werewolf.
Well, yes. Maybe it's not even a werewolf. It almost turns into just like a wolf even, It's like werewolf is never mentioned in the entire movie. No one ever heard werewolf, nothing. So it's like the folklore is not even around or heard of. He just says that it's basically a wolf, and that's what everyone says. So technically, you can call this a werewolf movie because it is, but it's never said, and no one ever thinks that, which is kind of weird. So, but did you notice when he was driving on the road, he had 2 sets of skis on top of the Volvo?
No, I didn't notice that.
He had 2 sets of skis. Where was he going? There was no one else in the car with him. Why does he have skis on the top of the car?
That's pretty interesting.
So, I don't know why I noticed that. I don't know why I noticed that.
Let's fast forward to when Jack Nicholson, he goes home and he starts noticing little small things like, an animal would notice with senses. And we introduced the movie as Jack Nicholson is a chief editor of a publishing company, I believe. They publish books.
Yeah.
The beginning of the movie basically is Jack Nicholson goes to a party with his secretary and one of his apprentices. And Jack Nicholson knows he's going to get fired, but drum roll. his buddy that works for him, his apprentice, actually went behind his back and got his job. So basically Jack Nicholson, they tell him to go overseas to work some job that no one would want to do. Why would you want to go to fucking Russia and be a publicist? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, what are you doing? So he gets screwed over by his apprentice. He goes to the party with his old lady. The apprentice is there. Apprentice acts all shocked. And Jack Nicholson's like, dude, I'm not, like, come on, bro. Like, you piece of shit. Like, fuck you. Right? And so here's what gets really good about this movie. And you know what's crazy is I know it was shot in 1994 and it looks so old, but it really is not that old, because when I think about, like, you know, like Bone Thugs and Harmony, and I think about Dr. Dre, and I think about all the CDs I used to listen to.
Bro, hold on. You're in denial.
I guess I am in denial.
The movie's over 20 years old, bro.
I know. What the fuck? It doesn't seem that long ago, but it looks hella old.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so Jack Nicholson goes back to his house, and here's where it gets fucking fucked up.
Right.
Here's what Guitar God says: 1992 is Dre. Okay, that's right.
What's up,
I'm just thinking, like,
thanks for joining.
Golden era of hip hop. All right, so we know that Jack Nicholson got bit by the wolf. He starts getting kind of crazy senses. His wife is taking a shower, and then he basically takes the coat, or he smells. I don't know if it was her clothing or if it was his pajamas. Something smelled.
I think it was hers. I think it was her. It was like her coat or something like this. And this is where it gets like the typical twist of what's exactly going to happen. And I'll let you continue what happens.
Okay, so basically his apprentice stole his fucking job and stole his bitch. Dude,
such a typical adultery like twist of the 80s, 90s, bro.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of even hard to understand or to even see why, because I'm like, why? What did Jack Nicholson, which who does he play? What's his name in the movie? His name is Will Randall. So why the hell would you do this to Will when you're his apprentice and, you know, you love the guy? The whole time he's saying you're like my best friend. I love you. You're awesome. Oh, so you're going to go take his job and then fuck his wife? Like, hey, nice friend. Like, such a Hollywood movie puke twist.
I know, and this was my favorite. This was one of my favorite parts of the movie. One of my favorite parts of the movie is when he confronts him. When he confronts him about how he knows he's screwing his girl, right? And he gets hella scared, and he like offers him like, "Oh, we'll get you back, and we'll have you at this position and that position. As long we won't talk about it." And then Jack Nicholson looks at him and he says, "Don't worry, I'll get my job back." And then, like, he just goes, like, he starts making phone calls and he starts doing all this fucking sly shit. And then he has like a meeting with his boss that actually demoted him or asked him, you know, if he wanted the other job in Europe. And that's when he starts playing the whole corporate game on how fucking slimy and slippery these people are. And then Jack Nicholson goes to Jack Nicholson meets the chief, the editor, I don't know, the big boss. Remember, he meets his daughter, who is Michelle Pfeiffer, at the party where he got fired at. So that's like the whole, you know, kind of connection with them.
So it was a big like setup, like this whole like just the whole setup of just trying to get what the hell's happening. A big buildup, which is it's more almost like the main part of the story, and you almost forget about that. Hey, the guy is turning into some sort of werewolf. It's like a hand-in-hand story, to where almost the story of him getting fired and the wife cheating on him and him finding Michelle Pfeiffer, his boss's daughter, who he starts kind of hanging out with. It's like, dude, is this like is this a drama about some guy who's working as a publisher, or is this a horror movie about a werewolf? You know, it's kind of like it didn't know which way to go and what was more important. And before I keep going, it is crazy windy here right now. My umbrella outside just fell over, and all I hear is like just crazy wind going nuts right now.
You want to give us an update on the umbrella, or
give you an update on the umbrella? Here, let's just go. Let's go here. Let's see.
Well, it's the first time we get to venture through Dad Watches Horror Movies house.
All right, let me turn on the light here.
On the live.
I'm in my bathroom. I'm going outside. Let's see here. Nothing fell over yet. Can't really see here. I thought this fell over. Can you hear the wind at all?
Yes, I can. Nice lighted pool, dude.
Yeah, there you go. There's a pool. I got the cover on it. I got the cover on it right now, but it's crazy windy.
Yeah, you
can probably hear.
Light for my pool. Oh, I can hear that.
All right. Well, I thought I heard my umbrella fall over, but I guess I was wrong. So anyway, I'll go back.
Maybe it was Jack Nichols.
Huh?
Maybe it was Jack, or maybe it was, what's his name?
Dude, the wolf is out there. It's Will.
Will Rubin, or what the fuck is his name?
Will Randall.
Will Randall, that's right.
Dude, it's crazy windy out there. All I do is hear stuff blowing around. All right. Sorry for the interruption. So, but anyway, I was getting on. It was like I was confused on what they wanted us to focus on. Did they want us to focus on Will Randall's career exploits, or do they want us to focus on that he got bit by a wolf and starting to chain? It's like a half and half thing going on. So,
dude, here's my thing. Maybe because the movie is about a wolf, it's all about, like, you know how you have a wolf pack, and then you have the leader. Like every time there's a wolf pack, there's like a pecking order, you know, of like who's the top dog. So,
right.
There was a really good scene where Jack Nicholson gets where Jack Nicholson gets his holy fuck, dude! There must be a ghost in my house.
Dude, it's the wind. All the wind is blowing through my phone onto.
Okay, so where was I? Okay, so Jack Nicholson gets his job back, and Will Rando is the guy who mentions random shit when you're trying to recount a story. Oh my god!
Technical difficulties.
I know, what the fuck?
Okay, so where you left off was he was at the party. He basically got fired or demoted, whatever. And he goes over, walks outside. He's all pissed off, and there's horses outside. Who's CEO of this publishing company or whatever? He's got a big house. He's got a stable full of horses, and he's showing off the horses outside. And the horses get all freaked out when they see Jack Nicholson or Will Randall. And that's when the daughter notices. And after that, he starts having chest pain, heart symptoms or whatever. And then he meets Michelle Pfeiffer with the daughter, and the daughter takes care of him or whatever like that. That's how they met. So.
But did you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So there's a part where he gets his job back, and then he goes to his apprentice that, what was the guy's name who fucked him over and fucked his girl?
Was that Raymond?
Huh?
Raymond?
Raymond. Okay, so Raymond.
Yeah. Christopher Plummer played Raymond. And to tell you the truth, I am not a fan of Christopher Plummer as an actor. He's a good actor, I'll say that, but I'm not a fan of just him. He kind of, the way he talks bothers the hell out of me. So anyway, go ahead.
In that, like a new show or whatever, he's in that one show where he's tied to a chair, right?
Tied to a chair? A show?
That later. Anyways,
oh.
The part where Jack Nicholson goes into the bathroom and lets him know that he's been fired and then pees on him. he straight pisses on his leg, bro. Which is awesome. I love that part. It was so good. And
he even tells him, he's like, what are you doing? Like, I'm marking my territory.
yeah. Motherfucker.
But so I'm gonna rewind it back a little bit. So to where he ends up spending the night at Michelle Pfeiffer's house, or the guest house. All right, they're starting to do all their stuff or whatever and get involved. And he spends the night, and in the middle of the night, it's this first time he wakes up and knows, or first time that we see him wolf in the middle of the night, and he's running around chasing a deer. And dude, this scene is so easy. It's all slow motion, and he's jumping with the arm.
He's in slow. He's like this. He's like,
and it shows him hopping over logs, like all like. It's all in slow motion, the whole scene, and it's way drawn out. It felt like the scene was like 10 minutes long. It probably might have been only like 3 to 5, but it literally felt that long as he's slow motion, just like that.
Hold on. Hold on, like this.
There we go. Ready?
I mean, dude, Jack 5 when he filmed that movie, bro.
Oh yeah, he was older. But then he actually tackles the deer, and he's all biting it. He's holding the deer like this, and you can so tell it's like a stuffed animal deer. He's like, he goes, and bites into the neck.
Dude, all around, like, dude, and then, so Jack Nicholson, he starts to worry about his health. He's changing. He wakes. Okay. He wakes.
Uh-oh.
You can see me?
I can see you.
He wakes up in the woods. He doesn't know what the fuck he did. He's scared. So then he goes to a hotel room, right? And then he tries to make a date with Michelle Pfeiffer. He's all, let me make it up for you. I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. And then he goes and does it in his room. And then he doesn't even, like, it's so funny. It's like he flakes on her again, but she's so into him that she gets one of the housekeepers or the maids or whatever the fuck it is, one of the people that do cleaning in the hotel, open up the door, and he handcuffs himself to the fucking furnace. Like, like one of the old school fucking heaters that would be in hotel rooms. And he's like,
radiator.
Yeah, the radiator. He's like, I don't want you to see me like this. I'm dangerous, blah, 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 blah. And then they end up having sex. And then all of a sudden, he does something. He leaves. He turns into the wolf again. He has crazy sex. And he goes to, like, Central Park, and these thugs try to rob him. And he ends up, like, having a finger in his fucking jacket with a ring, and he's got blood on him, and, like, we don't even know what the fuck happened to the other guys.
Yeah, what I didn't like, what I didn't really care for, whenever Jack Nicholson, there was any type of death or whatever, or a kill, the camera would be one of those look away deaths. Like, these muggers were gonna mug him, and he's all just being smug, like, oh, you want my wallet, blah, 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 and then he kills them. But you don't see what he does. It shows, like, the camera pans over to the side, and you just see shadows or whatever. And that was the way he killed the muggers. And then, like you said, the next morning he opens up he goes into his pocket, and he's got a bloody handkerchief with, like, 2 fingers in his pocket.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that's that. Also, did you notice a small little cameo of anybody when he went to the zoo?
Oh, David Schwimmer from Friends.
Right, it was Ross, bro.
Yes. And I was like, wait a second, I know that guy.
Yeah, he was one of the police officers that tried to catch him in the zoo, because apparently one night he went to the zoo and was trying to eat animals at the zoo or something like that.
You know, this movie is like, it's fucking, I want to say it's like 2 hours. It's like 2 hours and like 20 minutes, I think. From what I remember, it's a pretty long movie.
Yeah.
And, I want to, okay, so here's the things that I like about this movie. I like the acting. It was like really good acting. And it was like you said, are we watching a werewolf movie, or are we watching the Wolf of Wall Street movie? Like,
Right.
yeah. What kind of movie are we watching? Are we watching a horror movie? But the thing is, the movie was good. Like, the acting was good. You know, I could relate to Jack Nicholson. Like, what if I was, you know, in his situation and I was turning into a werewolf, and my, you know, one of my best friends at work who I, you know, showed everything, fucked me over and fucked my girl. Like, how would I feel? Like, I'd be furious. I'd want to piss on him too. And that's what Jack Nicholson did. He did everything he could to get his job back, and he did it. And he got the fucking head guy's daughter.
So he got the guy who fired his daughter, and get her. He basically had sex with her. He didn't kill her, but he, without knowing, the police showed up, and his ex-wife, or his, I guess they're still married. They haven't divorced yet, but was found dead in Central Park and mangled. And that's when Jack Nicholson, or Will Randall, had his mental breakdown about, oh my God, I think it was me who killed my ex-wife, type thing. So, by the way, spoilers if you didn't know. So, anyway.
So it kind of, okay, so basically it goes from the whole scene with Michelle Pfeiffer, right? And it's like the apartment scene, and then she realizes that, you know, like, he does have these, you know, certain issues about being a werewolf. And then, right, I totally forgot that Randall, is that his name, Randall?
Will.
No, who's the other? Who's the guy that we don't like?
Oh, Raymond.
Raymond. When Raymond was caught at his old lady's house, he bit his hand. And so, so when Michelle Pfeiffer went to the police station to help them with questionings, Raymond is his name? Raymond has the eyes, because you can tell whenever someone is infected, or if they're a werewolf or wolf.
Right.
And that's another, this movie did a really good job with the eyes. Like, if you could do anything with the movie, like, you know, the eyes were very, very on point. I think it was like the best fucking FX I've seen for eyes, because it was real. It wasn't computerized. It was like they used real contacts. And I think back then no one really wore, like, you know, colored contacts. It was like the early 90s. So
yeah. And Christopher Plummer, the guy who plays Randall, I thought did a really good job acting right there in the police station. Like, personality totally did a flip. And how awkward that conversation in the police station.
Oh, when he kept smelling her?
Yeah, it was such an awkward situation. I don't know how she could like just play it all off. Like, oh my God, if this guy was talking to me this way, like, he's getting really close and breathing hard and talking all sophisticated. Dude, I was like, dude, get the fuck away from me, bro.
If she was naked, he'd totally smell her butthole, dude.
Yeah, she would, bro.
Like, obviously he's a werewolf in the movie, but the whole scene with him and Michelle Pfeiffer at the detective's office and everything like that, it was pretty crazy, because then it dawned on me. I'm like, oh yeah, Jack Nicholson bit his hand, so he is a fucking, you know, he is a werewolf. And then we know, like, okay, we have a bad one, we have like the normal, you know, the good guy, I guess you can say. And that's when Michelle Pfeiffer goes back to her dad's home. And I couldn't even, dude, when she was driving, did you notice that she had a Range Rover? And I was like, they really made Range Rovers back then?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
They've had Range Rovers for a while, dude. I remember that.
So
she goes back to her place, and then she gets followed by our buddy Raymond, and that's when Jack Nicholson he locks himself inside the stable with the horses, so he doesn't get out. But then this is where the special effects gets really good, because it's funny, every time you see Jack Nicholson turn into a werewolf, you get bits and pieces of it. So like as you go through the movie, it like progressively you get to see more and more and more. And when you finally see Jack Nicholson like as a full blown like werewolf, they did a good job on the special effects. I can say the practical effects were really good, and even with Raymond, like when they, besides the slow motion bullshit, like it was good. I was impressed with the way that they did that, and yeah, man, like all in all, for a 2 hour plus movie, they made it. I didn't get bored, and no, I kept watching it. So
yeah, it was kind of for me. I'm a little bit different when it comes to my movie watching. It was a little too dramatic or too drama-y, I could say, for me, because it was really slow moving. A lot of drama. It was way more drama than it ever was horror.
but
But
that's why I'm trying to think of what we can talk about, because
right,
like last week when we talked about Creepazoids, it was fun because it was like we could talk about how shitty the movie was, and it was fun talking about how shitty the movie was. And as I watched this movie, I'm like, yo, I really like this movie. It's a great movie, but discussing about it, it's like kind of tough because, you know, it's like I feel like it has a beginning, it has a middle, it has an ending, and then
right.
that, like there's no, you don't really see people get killed. Like, yeah, maybe a few, but they're like, we can't talk about like a kill count. It's just about a guy who got bit by a wolf, who's struggling with his job, with his life, and his senses get all fucking rearranged by becoming a werewolf, and then it just blows up in his face.
Right, right. It's there's not too much to dig deep into. It took itself very seriously. So
Amy says Dennis Reynolds bought the world's first
Denise.
Range Rover.
Denise.
Oh, yeah, Denise.
What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something, but oh yeah, because like you said, our last D3, we saw something totally ridiculous. This is the complete opposite of what we watched 2 weeks ago. Complete different side of the spectrum.
Oh, I know.
But yeah, it took itself very seriously. It was I guess it was a high profile movie as well, and and it was actually very good. I enjoyed the acting in it, but that might be all. Even when it comes down to watching movies in the drama genre, that's still one of my least favorite genres. Sometimes because sometimes it just gets too slow. And good thing that this had some sort of wolf aspect of it, because I would have gotten lost in this, or not lost. I would have gotten extremely bored with it if it didn't have that. But it was still had its dragged on scenes. But
Oh, for sure.
I did enjoy the final duel, but still I thought the final duel was a little cheesy because they did so much slow motion. So much slow motion in that final duel. It's when Jack Nicholson and Christopher Plummer, they both were wolves, and basically they were fighting, and Christopher Plummer, or was his name Randall, was trying to rape Michelle Pfeiffer, Laura, her name.
Bro, he bent her over, dude. He was going to do
Right.
a doggy style in front of Jack Nicholson. He wasn't having that.
And Jack was stuck in the stable, and he was going to do it right in the middle of the hay. And then Jack Nicholson broke out, and then they started fighting. And this was the most predominant wolf look that Jack Nicholson had in the entire movie. So his wolf look went up and up and up throughout the entire movie. So, and then basically he ran off or something after that, after he defeated this guy.
Dude, and okay, conspiracy theory.
Cheers to acting weird, James. Cheers to acting weird.
Cheers to acting weird.
You got a chub of taco meat?
Dude, I keep it behind my phone.
Do you like that stuff? That's the preseason stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not that good,
I don't
bro.
care at all, man. I had it a couple.
I just keep it in my freezer just to prop my phone up to keep it cold.
That's your
Hold
ice, dude.
I'm going to make. Oh shit! I'm gonna make me a drink, and then we're gonna talk about the conspiracy theory that I have, because at the end of this, cheers to you too. I have when the movie ended, there were some questions that I had.
Okay.
So,
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
with that being said, I'll be right back.
I'll be right back. So, yes, Dad and Dinero discussions. We're discussing Wolf. Spoilers. So, if you haven't seen it, it's on Pluto TV. It's an app you can get on your Fire Stick, your whatever. You can get it on anything. You know how to figure all that crap out. So, you can watch it and you can see what we're talking about. And I'm going to say this. If you watch Wolf from now until our next D3, which will be 2 weeks from now, hashtag D3, post it anywhere. Make a story on Instagram, post it on Instagram, hashtag D3, and tag me at Horror Movie Dad. Do whatever you want. Say how you felt about the movie. Just post something about it. I don't care. And if you do that, I'll share it on my Instagram page, on my story as well, and tag you back. So there you go, a little incentive for you to watch the movie if you want to. As I said before, I would consider this movie more in the drama genre than in the horror genre. It is a cross. It's a drama horror, I would say. But I would say this is more, if I was going to look this up, like if I was going to go to Blockbuster back in the day, or a place to rent movies, Captain Video, Hollywood Video, whatever, go in there. This would probably, I would say this would be under the drama section, because I think it's more drama than it is horror. So, but it's still horror. It has a touch of horror, and that's why we get to talk about it. Anything and everything that has horror aspects can be discussed here. So this was K. Dinero's choice. I believe this is our 11th episode. And you know what? I'm going to find out for sure exactly how many episodes we have done, how many D3s we've gone to. So, what, James? Man, I've been asking my doc about that Fire Stick syndrome. Right. Drama horror is my Tinder profile. Yes. James says drama horror is my Tinder profile. So we have how many episodes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So yeah, this is number 11 of D3 for you. So sorry, had to count it out. I went on my YouTube channel to check it out. And if you want to watch all the past D3s, Dad and Dinero discussions, you can get them on my IGTV here, Horror Movie Dad, or you can go to my YouTube channel, Dad Watches Horror Movies. Search that in YouTube, or just click in my description on Instagram. You can get straight there. All of our D3s are on there. So, and I'll include this one on there probably in the next few days on YouTube. It'll go directly on IGTV after this. So Kenny's back. So
I'm back.
Talk about your conspiracy theory that you said about the movie.
Do you think Michelle Pfeiffer is the one who originally bit Jack Nicholson?
Even though it did show it was that wolf, it showed the black wolf bit him, and then it showed the black wolf again, like howling at the end of the movie. After it showed Michelle Pfeiffer with the eyes walk away, that she was the wolf. That's a good question. I'm gonna say, because I can see how that can happen, I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say that just because Jack Nicholson gets all freaky in the bedroom because he's a wolf, I'm gonna say he probably bit her in the bedroom, bro, while having sex with her or something, or nibbled on her or whatever.
Or do you think his wolf sperm turned her into one?
Something like that, dude. There you go, man. Dude, it was the 90s, bro. That's when.
Wait a second. Hold on.
90s, bro.
Oh,
90s is when condoms were strong. Condoms were in because that's when AIDS came out, bro. Everyone was using a condom then. No one used a condom anymore.
I was gonna say Jack Nicholson fucked his old lady before he knew that she was cheating on him, but then she ended up getting killed. So then I was like, okay, I can't, like, I can't, you know.
Oh, okay. Maybe you think that she killed the ex-wife. Are you thinking that?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, that's a good conspiracy theory. I just thought it was weird because I never saw Jack Nicholson turn her. So we can only speculate it was in the room when they were.
Right. So I'm doing my usual thing that we do towards the end here. I am looking at Wolf on Rotten Tomatoes to see the census here. The consensus. Wolf misses the jugular after showing flashes of killer instinct early on, but engaging stars and deft direction make this a unique horror romance worth watching. It's a horror romance? Okay, I guess we can go with that. The tomato meter gives it 60%, and the audience score gives it 42%.
Wow.
And I think I can agree with all this. I can probably agree myself with most of it, but I always like to see how Rotten Tomatoes scores our movies that we decide to discuss after we discuss it.
I think acting-wise, Michelle Pfeiffer and Jack Nicholson did a good job with this movie. I liked it. You know, there was nothing wrong with it. It was a good horror movie. It was something different. Like it wasn't like super bad. It didn't, you know. I wish there was more killings because, like, you know, I wish there was a bigger kill count. But hey, it is what it is. But it's a revenge, romance, fucking werewolf movie, and you know, I think that when I watch it again, it's like Pretty Woman. When I watch it again, maybe like 10 years from now.
Yeah, would I watch it again? No, I probably wouldn't watch it again.
Oh,
And
come on. Maybe like 20 years from now.
well, I can't say that. You know what I mean?
I think I will.
Now I don't have plans to ever rewatch it as of right now.
Yeah, I don't either, like, anytime soon, but maybe I might watch it like a long, like, you know, in the future, like, you know, somehow, some way, it just, you know, maybe I'm flipping through the channels and it's on the guide and I'll be like, oh, I remember this movie, and then just pop it on and then maybe be like,
Wait, you flip through channels? I flip through apps.
well, on my guide.
Yeah, I know. I'm just yeah, whatever, dude. I don't watch anything live anymore unless it's football, basketball, or baseball, bro. I don't watch anything else live anymore.
Dude, the Cardinals and Seahawks game is still on.
Is it?
Yeah, I think Cardinals are about to go in overtime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I haven't.
but we'll talk sports later because this is horror, a horse.
Right.
What would okay, since we're on the topic of werewolf movies, because I think we can clearly talk about werewolf movies because we just watched Wolf.
Yeah.
What is your I American Werewolf in London?
Sorry. Go ahead.
Both American Werewolves in London were very good. The original one and the remake I thought were good. In your opinion, what would you say is your favorite spoiler Cardinals won? I don't. Oh, unless they hit the touchdown, they could have hit a touchdown instead of they were down. Okay, well maybe they did win. Fuck yeah, all right. I don't need Russell Wilson to score any fucking more points because I'm going against him one-on-one. But anyways, let's get back to werewolves. What is your werewolf movie, like your top 3 werewolf movies?
Okay, that's a good question. So
Right.
I'm gonna
Because
say
I feel like because I feel like this, Josh. I feel like this was a great movie to review for, Halloween is coming up and, it's Wolf, but like, I feel like this movie was like, even though it was like 2 hours and 15 minutes, it was like super short. So there's not really much we could talk about, So go ahead, bless us with your werewolf knowledge.
Okay. No, number one for sure is American Werewolf in London. Number one, hands down. I love that movie. Such a great movie. I don't even need to explain why it's great. You all know it's why it's great. So would you say top three?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now it comes down to some other things here. It comes down to probably
Howling?
Howling. I'm probably going to give Howling my number 3. Actually, so there's Howling. I'm going to say Howling is probably my number 2.
Okay. Howling always like legit like scared me when they would transform into the human into werewolf, because I felt like in Howling it was like they start changing and it's like 8 different types of it's like 20 seconds of transforming, and you see like the hands just get bigger and the face gets all the snout like just fucking like it was just like super scary and disgusting the way that they change into the werewolf.
And James just hinted at my third one.
Teen Wolf.
Teen Wolf, yes.
Wow, I haven't seen Teen Wolf in fucking years.
Teen Wolf was good, man. I enjoyed Teen Wolf, and there's another one that I really enjoyed too. Bad Moon is actually pretty damn good.
You did that on your Dad Watches Horror Movies.
I did.
Was that your second episode?
Third. It was my 3rd episode of Dad Watches Horror Movies. It's my most watched video, actually.
Dude, yes.
Dad Watches Bad Moon, and that is one of the best werewolf design, like practical effects design I have ever seen.
Did you ever see Silver Bullet?
I have. I forgot about that. That
Silver
one's good.
Bullet's a good one.
That's Stephen King.
Yeah, Silver Bullet is good. And then is Teen Wolf when Michael J. Fox goes to the butcher in the deli and asks for blood to drink? Like actual blood, or is that from a different movie?
He's in high school in that one. You know what? I don't think so.
There's like a scene from a movie. I don't know if it was someone that turns into a vampire or if they turn into a werewolf. But
no, I don't think it's Teen Wolf. I haven't seen Teen Wolf in a good 7 years, so I probably got to watch it again. But I used to watch it a bunch of times in high school and shit. So, but I don't think that's in the movie. I'm about to say about like 90% sure it's not.
Okay, but do you ever remember watching a movie where somebody turns into either a vampire or a werewolf, and they just request blood, like pig's blood, and the fucking butcher is like, "Why do you want pig's blood?" And because they're thirsty, they have this thirst of blood. God, I want to know.
Oh.
Fuck.
And I don't know. Sorry.
It's okay.
So, before it looks like we have about 6 minutes here. So, let's get down to the nitty gritty here, and let's give our final thoughts and final star rating out of 10 stars for Wolf. And it's up to you. Do you want, since it's your choice, whoever chooses the movie, I say that's the person who has to go first about the rating.
All right, I'm gonna give this movie.
I'm gonna rate it first.
I'm gonna give this movie out of 10.
Yeah.
There's been movies though that suck with good actors, but I'm not gonna say this movie sucked. I'm gonna say it was God, man, like if Jack Nicholson and Michelle Pfeiffer weren't in this movie, I would not watch it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and give Michelle Pfeiffer a 3, and I'm gonna give Jack Nicholson a 3. And we're gonna add those together, and it's gonna get a nice solid 6.
Okay, solid 6.
6 out of 10.
Okay.
Not passing.
Yeah. Like I said, the acting is the only thing that really did it. And to tell you the truth, the acting was good, but it wasn't like great over the top acting at all. But it was decent acting, and it was, you know, it made the movie watchable just because of who was in it. And I'm gonna go a star lower than yours, and I'm gonna give this thing a 5. So
I was gonna give it a 5 too.
Mhm.
I was gonna give it a 5 too, but I just had to, you know.
I
was like 3 and 3, you know.
I almost decided to give. I was thinking about this a while as I was watching it. I watched it last night. As I was watching it, I was really thinking about what I should give this thing, and I was thinking I was going to give it a 4 for a long time. And then I was like, you know what? Jack Nicholson is one of the best actors ever, and I can't find myself to give him a below below half of the bottom
Dude,
half.
this movie is so slept on. It's like
For good reason.
What's that?
For good reason. We just gave it a 5.
For good reasons. You know, like nobody really talks about it. Like when I was going through the horror, like the chapter, like the section, like I was just like, whoa, Wolf, I remember this in the 90s when I was a kid. And then I was like, it was like a hyped up movie. But then watching it, it's like, meh.
Well, like you said, Lion King came out the same day, bro.
Yeah.
Who remembers Wolf when you got Lion King, bro?
I know, right?
Cool, man. Yeah, so it looks like we got a couple minutes left, so we can probably walk this thing out. You're just peeking a chub at me? Yeah, so anyway, so we discussed Wolf. I want to thank Kay Dinero for joining me as always on Dad and Dinero Discussions D3. We will come back with you in 2 weeks, and I'll make a choice of what movie we're going to watch. You probably won't know until another few days, maybe even longer than that, what we're watching. I'll post it up, remind you. But if you missed it, or if you just joined and you missed this, you can go check it on IGTV. It's going to go on right after this, and then I'm going to post it on my YouTube channel within the week, and it'll be on there as well. So there you have it. And Kay Dinero, thank you for joining me once again.
And are we going to be doing the after party?
Do you want to do the after party? It's on you, bro. You're the
after party.
After party it is. After party on Kay Dinero's Instagram, probably coming in anywhere between 5 to 10 minutes. I'm going to go check in my backyard and see what broke from the wind.
And then if you actually watch the after party, we may have a possible special announcement about the end of the week.
Ooh, okay. That sounds good for me.
So stay tuned.
All right. All right, Kenny. I'll talk to you soon, bro. Thanks everyone for joining and following along. I appreciate all of you. Later.
Later, my guys.